Go to sleep.
Fight. Go ahead.
You dreaming, man. You talking in your dreams,
Don't
man.
want to fight. Yo, we asked for that fight plenty of times, yo. Plenty of times.
When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man, you already
You
know.
fronting.
You know what's
You
up.
fronting now. Don't front for Gilly now.
No fronting. No
All
fronting. Keep it being though. We asked for that fight plenty of times.
I had a phone call from my man, Blue Blood. He called me up and he says, Bo, I said, what's up, Blue? I can get that fight for you, man. We can get that fight for you with Terrence. He said, yeah, I can make that fight, man. But would you talk to Zab and the head of Blue BLK? What's his name?
Desmond.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I said, yeah, I'll talk to him. So they got on the phone. All three of them matter of fact, was on the phone. We talking. And I was taken from them that they really was trying to get us to come over to their side. And I explained to him, and so the guy Desmond, he was saying, we can make the fight happen, and we can get it on. So he says, what about you coming up? I said, no, I'm with Showtime. You know what I mean? I said, now, you want to make the fight? You call Steven Espinoza and talk to him, discuss that, because that's who we with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. And when I said that, I said, plus I'm loyal to these guys. I don't just leave and go to another, promotional company or whatever you are.
That's what I'm saying. When you keep saying keep it a buck, I'm saying when.
Plenty of
Now you saying one thing and your dad saying another. So when?
And he says, okay, because it'd be nice if you come over. I said, okay, I know that's, but I don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, was Terrence under the impression that you turned down the fight?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said, but I don't know who he was talking to with that, about that. You know what I mean? But we never turned down a fight.
Bud wanted to fight Boots and that they reached out. Were those talks ever really tangible?
I saw some stuff about people talking about, some discussions with BLK Prime. I wouldn't characterize that as a discussion. There was a discussion, but the reality is, they don't have a deal with Crawford. If Crawford's under contract with BLK Prime, then maybe it goes through that. But the reality is, they're trying to put together a fight just like we're trying to put together a fight. So the reality is, it was a very short conversation. They didn't really bring much to the table in terms of helping make the deal. So there really was no point in following up on that yet.
Was a couple days later, I guess when they called him, 3-4 days later, and I talked to Steve, and I said, Steve, what would they say? He said they was talking stuff, but they wasn't talking about him fighting Boots, you know what I mean? Like that. I said, yeah, but that's what they were supposed to be talking about. He said, yeah, we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna discuss what we're gonna do with with Terrence and Boots. That's what, you know what I mean? I said, yeah, well, if you want to fight, just let me know. That's what Steven said, right? And they said, well, we'll call you later on. Never called him back. That's what happened.
So the reality is, it was a very short conversation. They didn't really bring much to the table in terms of helping make the deal. So there really was no point in following up on that yet. They didn't really bring much to the table in terms of helping make the deal. So there really was no point in following up on that yet.
So they trying to say that we never turned the fight. I talked to Terrence last night. We never turned the fight down. We've been wanting to fight Terrence way back. So you already know that.
Yeah, was Terrence under the impression that you turned down the fight?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said, but I don't know who he was talking to with that, about that.
Okay, so what do we now know? We now know that they did turn down a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford. Whether they was in the know or not in the know. What you know now is you got two different stories. You got Ennis talk about we never turned down a fight. Steven Espinoza said they wasn't talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. Then you got Steven Espinoza talking about, I spoke to him, but they wasn't talking about much and it was no reason to follow up. Then Ennis is talking about, well, they never called us back. But Steven Espinoza said it was no reason for him to follow up with it. Okay? Now, this is the thing. Let's say it is what he said it is. Let's say they didn't call you. you wouldn't want to call them back for somebody that you say wanted to fight with Terrence Bud Crawford so bad? That doesn't make any sense. But you got two different stories. And on top of what you heard from Stephen Espinoza just told you that he didn't make the deal with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and he didn't make the deal with Jerron Ennis and Terrence Crawford because he didn't believe he had to go through Black Prime to do it. It's right there. When you get done with this video, play it all the way back from the beginning. It's all there for you. It's set up in sequence like that for a reason. He just told you that he didn't want to do it because they're like, well, you don't got no contract with Crawford, so why do we got to go through you? He just got done telling you. That's why he didn't do it. On top of either Bozzy Ennis and Stephen Espinoza are both lying to us, or Stephen Espinoza is lying to us and he's lying to Bozzy Ennis. Either way, but somebody's lying. Now, to add on top of that, how is he going to say that Jerron Boots Ennis is desperate for any situation and he can't afford to turn down any situation? Here he is saying it right here.
Sure. Look, the reality is, Jerron's a guy who will take any opportunity. I mean, I sort of look at him a little bit where Spence was a few years ago when he was having trouble getting his title shot, and he had to go all the way over to England and fight Kell Brook, to get his title shot. So I'm not saying that, Jerron's going to have to go to, a foreign country to do it, but, you got to go with whatever opportunity comes up. And Boots is not saying no to anybody.
Now, how could that be the case? And yet it's still, follow me, you got Bozzy Ennis talking about he's loyal to Showtime. Once again, two different stories. Stephen Espinoza is saying,
and Boots is not saying no to anybody.
He'll take any opportunity that's out there. And when you in his position, any opportunity is good. So, what puts Stephen Espinoza in the mind to just turn it down just because Black Prime doesn't have a dedicated contract with Terrence Bud Crawford? Once again, two different stories, and there's lying going on. Once again, that don't make no sense. Follow me. That does not make no sense. So in one instance, you saying he's ready to take any situation that's going on. He lands a situation with Terrence Bud Crawford and Black Prime. You turn around and tell either Boots Ennis or either you both know that, he wasn't even talking about fighting Terrence Bud Crawford. He was talking about somebody else. Then turn around and tell us, the people, the public, they wasn't talking about much. Plus, they don't have a deal with Terrence Bud Crawford, so it's no reason to even follow up. His words, there's no reason to even follow up. And once again, if you want to go the Bozzy Ennis route, okay, well, they never called us back. You didn't ask for them to call. You didn't call them. Once again, you want the fight so bad. So there's no way of getting around it. A ball was definitely dropped. But you can't say he's ready for any situation.
There's not a fight that he wouldn't take, whatever the opportunity is.
And then his dad is talking about he's loyal to Showtime. And then you sitting up there talking about what they ain't got dedicated to Black Prime, showing that all these fights could have been made. You just didn't want to. Now, ending with the whole I'm loyal to Showtime. Maybe Stephen Espinoza and the rest of them forgot that we have watched Errol Spence on PBC fight on NBC. That ain't Showtime. Wait, hold up. Wasn't that Garcia one of them? Yeah. Errol Spence has fought on NBC while being on PBC. That's not Showtime. Once again, that's not Showtime. So when you had Errol Spence talk about I fight for Showtime, so when you have Bozzy Ennis talking about I'm loyal to Showtime, yet You had PBC fighting on NBC. Okay? It shows that it can be done. It shows that it can be made. The fact that Errol Spence went and got another management and got it done outside of Steven Espinoza and them shows you that it can be made. So that proves you guys has been turning down the fight. Whether Bozzy Ennis is knowledgeable of that or not, it shows that as far as Steven Espinoza goes, well, I don't need to drag his character. His character's already dragged, and you see why. He lies. He lies. Y'all Ben could have had the fight. Now that Terrence Bud Crawford looks like your express ticket, just like you was looking at Jake Paul, just like you look at everybody else, now you talk about making a fight that he tried to make with you in the beginning. But you ain't think you had to break bread or do none of that. You know what I'm saying? You had to go another route, this, and that. Only to turn right back around and have to kiss the ring. That's why I say, the hell with this fight. It offers him nothing. And the fact that they gassing y'all up, putting media and doing articles and all that, that's part of the whole publicity thing. That's one part of PBC and Al Heyman they got right. Because they come from the entertainment business. So they know how to stir up and get you believe stuff that ain't actually true. You see what they did with you with Errol Spence. I'm just saying though, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.